guys, I'm Bray from the Warehouse Salon.
And I'm Nicole, and today we're going to be talking about why consultations are so important. So consultations are really good to figure out if you and the stylist vibe. You can figure out kind of what you want a little more in depth in person as well. I feel like a lot of the times we have people book for like a full highlight, but then they need their ends tipped out, they need a root color, they need low lights in between. So it's kind of hard as a client to know what service you're booking and exactly how long you need. So a consultation is a really good way to kind of talk with the stylist, figure out what their game plan is.
And like timing wise too, so
Yes.
you book the right thing and nobody gets screwed over in the end.
Mm-hmm. And you could talk about pricing too, because if they book online, it might say that the full highlight is, say, $175. But they don't need just a full highlight. They need ends tipped out, everything else, and that's going to be a little bit more. So you'll be able to avoid the awkward conversation
Of
at the end.
And then you both feel awkward,
And then you don't want to charge it, and you're just like, shit. So that's a good way to avoid that as well.
I feel like the worst is when somebody does book for whatever they think they need, and then they come in, they sit down, and then it's like the total opposite.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, you want to do it, but you might not have time, and then
you have to reschedule them, and then
it's like a whole big to do. So
and it sucks as the stylist, because then you feel bad rescheduling on a client that like took time out of their day, but then you also have nothing to do for whatever amount of time it was.
Yeah.
So it works out when like there's nothing really going on and we can do it, but a lot of the times it doesn't work out like that, and then you gotta be like, sorry.
I end up feeling bad.
I end up feeling so bad, yeah.
Another good reason for having a consultation first and why it's so important is because some people come in and they have like black box dye on their hair or some drugstore brand that's terrible for your hair and is
very difficult to take out.
Because a lot of stuff from like CVS or Walgreens, stuff like that, have henna and things that stain your hair. So when you try to highlight over that, it's like a disaster, and it either won't lift or just damage your hair even more. So it's important to have your consultation, because then you could talk about what's in your hair and kind of make a game plan with the least amount of damage.
And speaking of damage to your hair, you could do that test strand, see like if they're going to need a big haircut, if that's something they're willing to do, as well as kind of just feel how damaged their hair is.
Before just like jumping right into it.
Yeah, because a lot of the times I feel like I run into this when I book people through Instagram. Yeah. They're like, yeah, my hair's just a little dry, and then they come in and it's like fucking crazy.
Damaged,
So it's a good thing to see how damaged your hair is as well, because like my hair's dry.
My hair is pretty damaged. So I also feel like it's important for you to be honest too in the consultation, because it's only benefiting your hair. Like if you say, no, there's no box dye, or I don't have anything in my hair, and then we go to highlight it, I don't know.
We're going to know.
We're going to know, and then you're probably not going to be happy.
Yeah.
And it'll just make your hair worse, so.
And kind of going off that, like, even if you did say that you have black box dye that you've been doing for 2 years, that doesn't necessarily mean that we're not going to do any service on you. Yeah. It just might take longer, so like just being upfront about it can avoid you being disappointed in your hair, as well as us kind of scrambling to figure out what the fuck we're going to do next. Because while box dye, like, isn't good, it's not impossible to get out of your hair. Like, it sucks, and it's a long process, but
before I got into cosmetology school, I put like the weird purple stain box dye thing on my hair underneath, and then I went to go get it highlighted, and it started smoking, and my hair turned bright, like neon pink.
Yeah.
And we eventually got it out, but it was like, the stylist was like, what is in your hair? It was like a mess. But
we've all used kind of
we've all
box dye, drugstore products, even like the professionals in the industry before they knew why you shouldn't use it.
Everybody's been there. Been there, done that. We've all done it, but just be upfront about it. I mean, we're not going to judge you.
Exactly. And
I've
like,
done it.
We've all done it, girl.
Yeah.
But also what seems like something that could be very complicated for the client, it could be something as simple as using a color remover, and then we could get you to that color. So just being upfront about it gives realistic timelines, expectations, pricing.
Like, you most likely will be able to achieve what you want. It just might not happen in one day. That's why consultation's so important.
And it's free.
And it's free.
And quick.
Super quick, like literally 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah. And you don't have to just do a consultation for color. As I said previously, like, it is a good way to figure out if you do vibe with a stylist. So even if you just want a haircut and it's something simple like long layers, you could still come in for that consultation, kind of just feel the stylist out. We could feel you out, see like just how the vibes are.
Yeah. I feel like it's so important too. If you like get along, it makes the experience so much better,
And it's just a little more seamless.
Too, yeah.
But it's definitely good to just sometimes talk it out, because what you think you might want might not be what you want.
What you actually want. That was my problem too.
What do you mean?
When I used to go get my hair done before knowing exactly like the terms and like what to say, I was like completely different, and then I would try to explain it to them, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" So it's good to just like end up on the same page and just talk it out.
And going off that, when you do come to your consultation, I always would prefer, like, if you have very curly hair, but you always wear it straight, come with your hair straight. If you have very curly hair, come with it curly. Like, kind of just come in as you wear your hair naturally and, like, what you usually style with. And then also, pictures are great. So if you are coming for color, haircut, extensions, whatever it may be, if you have pictures of kind of what you're looking for.
Yeah, because if you don't know how to exactly explain what you want, the picture is perfect because we could see it and then we know.
And a lot of the times people will be like, well, I don't want any warmth. Then they show a picture that's like my hair with a lot of warmth. And you're like, well, you do. And they're like, oh, shit.
You just don't know exactly. Yeah.
So
That's
it just,
actually a really good point. I feel like that happens a lot.
yeah. But then we can also give our professional advice as to, like, say Bree wanted to go platinum blonde, super icy silver hair. I could be like, I know that's something you really want, but with your skin tone, that might not be the best option, et cetera, et cetera. So it's always good to kind of just chat it out before. And then we still do a consultation before you get your color done, but we have all of the major points.
Kind of, yeah.
And we can kind of just quickly go over it, be like, so we're doing this, 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 pricing is this, whatever it may be, rather than spending that 15 minutes of your appointment time. So
Consultation is very important.
very important. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Do you have anything else to say?
Nope.
All right, see you
See you
later.
next.